Hello. Right, this one. This one is all to do with conversions. I think I might break this up into two. Right, conversions. Now we're going to do conversions with all the. Hang on, we're going round in circle. Oh, there we go. Metric and imperial. Imperial units for this one. Okay. So you've got to know this off by heart. This will be a killer if you don't know this sort of stuff by the time you get to proper questions and exams. And these kind of conversions are only part of a bigger question. So metric, we have got length, and the metric units of length are millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. And you've got to know how much is in each. So the millimeters are the smallest. So they're 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. And 1000 meters equals 1 kilometer. Now this will come up as we get better and better and better at these sort of things. We'll build ourselves up eventually, because I did see a question not so long ago, but it was about calculating the area of a piece of land. A developer was going to build a house on a piece of land, and we had to look at a map of the land, and there was a scale on the map, so the map was in millimeters, and the actual piece of land would have been so many meters, and we had to work out the square meterage, as it were. And it was a lot of conversions between all these sorts of things. So this is the basics. Yeah, you need to know this. And this is just for length. This is not to do with area or volume. That's something else. Just for length. Right, now the other one with is going to be the weight. Of course, functional skills, you need to know weights and things. So we've got milligrams, grams, and kilograms. I suppose there's tons as well, but there's no need for that one. Now there are 1,000, not quite the same as this, because this is C for centi, which is 100, K, kilo, which means 1,000. Milligrams, or is another one, mille, it's Italian or Latin for 1,000. There are 1,000 milligrams equals a gram, and there are 1,000 grams equals a kilogram. So we've got kilo and milli, both meaning thousands. One's a thousandth and one's a thousand times. Yeah. So if you're going to convert one to the other, we are going to multiply and divide and things like this. We'll do a couple of examples. And the other one is something capacity. Capacity. And this is generally thought of, liquid. Liquid. As in milk, wine, not beer because that's in pints, isn't it? But wine is in milliliters, milk is in milliliters nowadays. But yeah, that sort of thing. If you ever see a bottles of pop, isn't it? Yeah, bottles of cola is in liter bottles. The small ones, 500 milliliters. So you see it all the time. Wander around the supermarket, pick up the bottles, and have a look at the how much it is. Um, so we've got 1,000 milliliters, just like 1,000 milligrams, equals 1 litre. That's it. 1 gram. Yeah. There's also a thing. 100 centiliters also equals a litre. So we would get that 10 millilitres equals a centilitre from that. But this is the main one, millilitres and litres. You can go on forever because I think there are even things in between. You've got decimeters and decameters and hectometers and all sorts of things that nobody ever uses, but they're always there. But these are the ones: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try and remember all those 7. So if we had an example here of convert 3.4 kilometers to meters. Now we'll go back up, and there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So this needs to be 1,000 times bigger than that. So we need to do 3.4 times 1,000, which will equal 3,400 meters. And if we were going the other way around, we just divide. Divide. Okay, so now convert 8,000 grams to kilograms. Now we're going from a big number down to a little number. So we're going to have to divide 8,000 divided this time by 1,000, because there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So if we've got 8,000 of them, divide by 1,000, then we know that equals 8 kilograms. And for the capacity, 75 centiliters to liters. Right, so there are 100 centiliters in a litre, so we need to divide this by 100. So 75 divided by 100 equals 0.75 litres. Yeah, so you've got to be comfortable. Don't know what I was doing there. Got to be fairly comfortable in swapping between the units when we're using the metric system. They've tried, education sources, governments, and whoever else is, they've tried to make us use the metric system for, God knows, 60 years now or something, maybe even more. And we're a nation of, oh, what about the old days when we had pounds and things? And there are still some things that we still use imperial units. We still use the old school stuff, don't we? I think that not too sure on this one, but I think when a baby is born and you say, oh, what's the weight of the baby? They might say 6 pounds, 8 ounces. Rather, we default to the pounds and ounces rather than go for the kilograms. Because I'm sure there are people, even now, somebody around 20 years old has a baby. Oh, nurse, what's the weight of my baby? And they'll go, oh, it's like 3.4 kilos. And you go, I don't understand that. What's that in pounds and ounces? Another one is when you're using your weight. If you measure your weight. Now, I won't be unkind to anybody. It might be that you're 10 stone 4 pounds. Yeah, so we still use that sometimes with weight, and we do it with height as well. We say we might be 5 feet. What's it? A middle-sized person, yeah, 5 feet 8 inches tall. So we do still use imperial units. You know, when you drive a car and you buy the petrol, if you've got a petrol or diesel car, you buy the stuff in litres, don't you? Yeah, at the pump. But when they say how economical is your car, you say, oh, it does 45 miles. Miles is an imperial unit per gallon is an imperial unit. We have pints of milk and pints of beer or lager or whatever it might be. Yeah. So it's still there in our DNA, as it were. We're still using some of these today. And apart from being brilliant at converting between metric units, sometimes we will have to convert from metric to imperial, or the other way around. Now, don't worry about that because they will always give you the conversion rate in the question. Yeah, so let's have a look at some of these. So we'll do just the metric ones first. How many meters are in 7.5 kilometers? Well, we're going to go 7.5 times how many meters are in a kilometer? There are 1,000 of them, yeah? And so that's 7,500 meters. Nice and easy. Length. What is 6,400 grams in kilograms? So this time we've got to divide. So 6,400 divide by 1,000 equals 6.4 kilograms. And liters, milliliters, yeah? So 560 milliliters in liters. So now there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter, so we have to divide again. 560 divided by 1,000 equals 0.56 liters. Yeah. So you're going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. This is going to be a part of a question, and you don't want to get stuck on this bit because it stops you doing the rest. Now we'll have a look for some conversions that involve awkward imperial units and see how we get on with these. Now, it says here, and they will do it, like there is the conversion there is the conversion there is a conversion. So they're telling you what to do, or they're giving you the information so that you can do it. They never just go, how many pounds? That's pounds, by the way, LBS. Pounds. Not pounds money, but pounds weight. How many pounds are on 15 kilograms? They wouldn't ask you that just off the bat. They give you this information first. Right, so 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds. So a kilogram is bigger than a pound, yeah, because you need a couple of them. So what we're going to do, this number needs to be smaller. So we need to do 15 divided by 2.2. And the only thing that you need to get in your head, the puzzle, is at this stage, do I divide or do I multiply? Yeah, that's the only thing you've got to worry about. 15 divided by 2.2. Oh, there's me saying that. There's me saying that. That's wrong, isn't it? There's me saying the only thing you need to worry about is do you divide or do you multiply? I need to multiply because I need more. I need more of them. Bonkers. Never mind. 15 times 2.2, 33. So this is 33 lbs. I wonder if anybody notices that. Of course they will, yeah. 1 kilometer is 0.62 miles. Sally cycled 10 kilometers. How far is this in miles? So we need to go from kilometers to miles. Now, a kilometer is smaller than a mile, because if we increase this to be 1 mile, then it would be 1 point something or other kilometers. So when we're going to do miles, convert that 10 to miles, we need a smaller number. So we're going to go 10 kilometers, which is 10 of these, yeah? So multiply by 0.62. which equals 6.2 miles. Always gets confusing and muddled and things like this of how to do these conversions. Oh, where am I going? Something to do with feet and inches there. Right, let's do this. So 1 litre is 35 fluid ounces. Fluid ounces. You may see these in old recipe books and things. You know, it's crack 2 eggs in the bowl and put so many grams of sugar and then some fluid ounces of milk and things. You know, in the kitchen, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a kitchen. Most people have got one of these, haven't they? Like a glass or plastic measuring jug, and they've got fluid ounces that side, they've got milliliters that side, they've got grams that side, they've got ounces that side, all sorts of things. So it's a handy little conversion thing if you dig that out of the back of the cupboard in the kitchen if you've got one. So Joe needs 7 fluid ounces of milk for a recipe. So how many litres of milk does that? So he needs 7. So what we're going to do here, we need 7. So if we have a 7 is a part of that. So if I do 35 divided by 7, I equal 5. 5. So that means, I might think of a different way now. I need a fifth of that number. So I need a fifth of that number, which is a fifth times, let's have a look. I won't change it to many. A fifth times 1 litre, which is 1/5. 1/5 is 0.2. Remember the common conversions, 0.2 litres. There's probably a better way of doing that than that. What if I do 7 divided by 35? 7 divided by 35. That equals a fifth. Yeah. If I did it this way, see how complicated this can be. If I do 7 divided by 35, that equals 0.2 litres. That with a calculator. Yeah, you can do it that way. So it's two ways round. That one was a bit more awkward. That seems better, the blue way. How many millilitres of milk does Joe need? Well, if he needs 0.2 of that, I need to multiply that by 1,000. I nearly put the answer millilitres up there. So that is going to be equal to 200 millilitres. So feet and inches. 1 foot equals 12 inches. That's the length of a standard size big ruler. I don't know how can it be big and standard at the same time, but you get like a half length and a full length ruler. That's a foot long, and that's 12 inches, and 1 inch is about the same as 2.54 centimeters. Chris is 6 feet and 3 inches tall. How tall is he in centimeters? So we've got 6 feet, 3 inches. So we need to change everything to inches. How many inches is 6'3"? Well, there are 12 in every foot. So if I do 6 times 12 is 72 inches. And then I've got plus 3 there, which is 75 inches. Now I need to convert that into centimeters by multiplying it by this number. So I'm going to go 75 times 2.54. 75 times 2.54, and that equals 190.5 centimeters. Funny how it's sort of right round the corner because that's just a photo of a page. Okay, There's a worksheet on this, and the next one is going to be another conversions lesson, but this time it's converting other things, such as pounds to dollars or euros to yen or this kind of stuff. Yeah. And then another one is where we're going to use graphs for the first time in this, like loads of lessons. So thanks for watching this one. I'll see you in the next.